Hello YouTube, this is Fancy514, and today I'd like to do a review on Windblade, Transformers Generations, new figure, new character. Transformers did a survey. They wanted to make a new character, uh, which was instantly going to be in the new uh, Transformers comics by IDW. Um, they asked fans what kind of alt mode they'd prefer, what kind of gender they'd prefer it to be, and what allegiance. Um, I voted for Jet, which check mark there. Female, another check, and Decepticon. So it's not a bot, but it's fine. After I got this, I had to order my graphic novel too. It's got all 4 issues of the Windblade comics. It's not her kind of origin story. I think they go into that in the Dark Cybertron comics. That one is it's more like a story just about her. I don't want to give too much away, either on that or stuff about what happens in Dark Cybertron if you're starting to read those. But yeah, so the Jet. These fans do turn, so to propeller. She's got landing gear down here, like a lot of the jets tend to have. Now on here, she's got kind of a hole there. That's where her weapon goes when she's in her jet mode, which it kind of looks goofy. It's not very natural, but what are you gonna do with a sword? Yeah. So, I mean, just looking from the jet, the only thing really, from the overhead view that you really see of her robot mode is her legs. It's pretty obvious. It's not terrible, but it's still pretty noticeable. Obviously on the bottom, you're not really going to be able to hide very much because you're really looking more for the top view. From the bottom, you can see her arms and like the back side of her legs, but hey. All right, so let's transform this real quick. All right, so there she is in her robot mode. Notice her feet kind of look like high heels. With her wings, it's really hard to tell how they're supposed to look because new character, you don't really have a good idea right away what she's supposed to look like. A lot of times the packaging on the box isn't accurate to what the figure's supposed to look like. Like in regards to positioning of certain parts. In the comics, they're usually lean back like that. Sometimes they might not be like straight out, but like that. The instructions just had it straight out like that, which I don't think that really looks very good. And I mean, realistically, you're not gonna want something sticking out. Granted, a lot of the Seekers like Starscream have their wings out like that, but how hers are, they're kind of out a lot farther and don't look real good with it like that. Right, one of the things that that was kind of neat. This skull part here can detach from her head. So it's like a little fan. You can put it in her hand, although her hand doesn't really grip it. So you gotta get it at like good enough angle where it won't just fall out, which can prove to be tricky sometimes. That so kind of neat, you know, not really necessary, but it's fun to do. All right, and then got her main weapon, her sword. Now on the packaging, it showed a purple sword. And I look at that, and it's black. I was confused. Until I got to the instructions and found out that it does come out, that is a sheath and not the entire sword. The sword itself is pretty cool. Like, it's purple, kind of like transparent, and it gets kind of clear near the tip here, to kind of simulate like energy sword kind of thing. So that goes in her hand. That looks pretty cool. So then you're wondering, what do I do with the sheath? Well, a couple things. Notice right there, it's kind of looks a lot like the slots for like how the bases of weapons are. So it will fit in her hand, so she can hold the sheath. There's a couple other places, technically 2 others, but really 3 because of 2 legs. But notice on the side there's that little gap. That's actually just from where the ball joint goes into her leg. Because legs are on ball joint. That's so that when it pushes in, it's not kind of putting a lot of pressure on it on the leg. So I can just connect to that. Hang off the side. And obviously you can do it with the other leg. And then the other spot is on the back, kind of by where the weapon goes in vehicle mode. Only there's a notch above that, where the joint is that makes her legs pivot. So yeah, so you get that back there. It hangs off like that, which I didn't know that originally because it wasn't in the instructions like that. But in the comic, it shows her with her sword out and then the sheath kind of hanging off the back there. So all in all, really good figure. When I first saw her jet mode, I was kind of not really certain whether I would like it because I don't know, just the way the jet looked didn't really appeal to me, but it's starting to grow on me. One thing that does bother me though is her legs have a hard time posing because kind of these red parts up here rub up against like this kind of pelvic area, so you can't get a good stance really. If you want her legs to go forward, she's got to kind of squat, so it's a little awkward. Her legs her knees kind of can bend, kind of chicken-like. So I mean, I don't know, it's weird. But all in all, one of my favorite figures of the newer Generations line. I mean, you can get her in good poses. Not saying that the legs kind of stop you from, figuring something out, but it does kind of hinder it sometimes. So yeah, overall, really good figure. If you're not really sure about it because it's, you don't know if you want to get a new character, I definitely recommend it. Okay. Hope you enjoyed it. planning on doing other reviews once I get some of the figures that I want. Not a lot of new ones coming out that I'm really interested in right now. Pretty much the ones I'm looking forward to come out next year. They got RC coming out. That's going to be Chromia. They're going to have 2 leader class Megatrons. Both of them are tanks. One is kind of G1 style, like he's gray and looks like, gun Megatron, but he turns into a tank. And then they're going to have Armada Megatron. Few other, characters coming out, but pretty much RC and the 2 Megatrons are, what I'm looking forward to. But we'll see. Might pick something up before then, depending on, what interests me. But yeah, hope you enjoy this video. Have a good one.